Listen to Salam Media.
Welcome back to the Nafisa Dango Show. And wow, what an inspirational morning. It's all about giving back. And I think that is so phenomenal because that's exactly what it is today is World Humanitarian Day. And people are, taking note and heed of the challenges that certain people are facing a whole lot more due to the COVID-19 period and the unrest. And no better person to speak to today than Sister Naailah Moosa, the Secretariat of Muslims for Humanity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you for having me on today.
It's such a pleasure to have people like yourselves, especially on such an important day, to be able to join us. And should we say share in the ways of giving back? And I think that's what it's about. It's about learning how to give back and being that selfless humanitarian to be able to understand other people's challenges.
Yes, no, definitely. And today is such an amazing day. I've just left one of our sites, one of our cooking sites, where the atmosphere is amazing. To see so many people come together to put everything aside today and just focus on reaching the goal of reaching as many people as we can to help feed. And it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Now, let's talk about the collaboration here because it's so interesting and lovely to see that you are the Secretariat of Muslims for Humanity.
Yes,
but this has been a joint venture and a networking venture, which I think is important because people need to realize that the more we are, the stronger we stand.
So Muslims for Humanity is it's an organization that has come together to help all NPOs and NGOs to collaborate together in order to do such projects like today. Today would not have been possible if everybody did not come together and unite. And ultimately, that is our main goal, is to unite all the NGOs, all the NPOs, because honestly, at the end of the day, we all are one ummah and we all need to be united. And that's what makes us so amazing, is that we've managed to reach out to so many different communities, so many different people, all because we've come together with one focal point.
Let's talk about Muslims for Humanity and what it's meant for you. It is World Humanitarian Day, and I'm sure it's not just today, it's many other days that you get together and go out and try and empower and uplift people in many directions.
We really are trying. Muslims for Humanity was founded last year, so we've had a couple of projects underway during the COVID lockdowns, and we've managed to help quite a few people through hospital initiatives. Another big thing that happened was during the riots, we managed to help all other communities access bread, milk, etc. And that's what's so important, is that we're here to help facilitate the needs, to make sure that there's no duplications, make sure that the right people are getting the right goods. And that's what's so important. And today it's amazing because not only is it Ashura, but like you said, it's World Humanitarian Day. And Muslims for Humanity is here not only to help Muslims, but all of mankind, all of humanity, all around, no matter what race you are, no matter what religion you are. And it's amazing that World Humanitarian Day fell on the same day as Ashura. So we've gotten to help quite a few people today.
I know that you're in Durban and it's a very difficult situation. I mean, us watching it from the outside could not experience the experience, but we were devastated by what we see. And we were trying to do our share, but I'm sure from you being on the ground there, paint us a picture, what it has done. I mean, because we know Durban was an absolutely beautiful place and had gotten so gutted, and people's challenges had increased 100-fold due to besides the COVID-19, of course, due to the unrest being so severe. What was it like for you and Muslims for Humanity to be able to go out there and try and make those differences? It must have been very difficult.
So, initially it was absolutely frightening to see something like this happen over a 24-hour period. And then I think everybody felt a bit more empowered as everybody got together to help the communities, and it gave you a sense of purpose which then sort of alleviated the fear a little bit because you felt like you could go out and do something. But it's been tough. I think the fear is still in the air. Everybody's a little bit afraid that if it happened once, it can happen again. But more so to see those that are struggling. I mean, if you have to drive past Amgeni Road and see everything that has happened to the businesses and the shops that have been burnt down, and it's enormously sad. It's ridiculous. But alhamdulillah, with the communities and with the donations, inshallah, we can slowly help those that need the help. There's so many projects and so many ways to help, but I think the main thing is just to ensure that the right people get the right help, and that's what Muslims for Humanity is here for.
And I think it's also starting with the poverty, because that was the very first issue that had surfaced from the situation. And I think it's very important because we were talking on other shows previously saying that the importance of giving a person a meal is actually giving them their dignity. And I think that's where it starts before we can even talk about hashtag Rebuild SA. There's a company doing that where you can then get involved with helping the businessmen build themselves up so that they can empower themselves. What does it mean for you, for Muslims for Humanity, to be able to get involved with that type of projects?
It's amazing. It's so fulfilling. Right now, Muslims for Humanity has joined in on the Rehab project, where we're trying to build back the small communities. So one of the communities we're helping is in Isipingo, the market area that was completely burnt. So we're not only aiming to help big businesses, we're aiming to help the small communities, the small businesses, because a lot of the people that were affected were major bread winners in their family. And it's absolutely gutting because you've already had COVID to deal with, and now you're dealing with this, and you're basically picking people up right from the bottom. So in order to help and give back, it's really amazing. It's been a sort of sense of fulfillment. And then to see people get back on their feet slowly, no one's there yet, but to slowly see people starting to clean up and start rebuilding their shops and their businesses, it's really been amazing.
Paint us the picture. Where are you at right now as far as, the situation is concerned? How volatile is it and how difficult has it been? I mean, you're talking about the challenges people are facing there. It's not just the poverty. Many people have lost their businesses, and that has increased the level of poverty due to them not being able to fend for themselves. So that has increased 100-fold already. But what about the shop owners that, and I think I want to commend you on something that you just spoke about earlier, is that I love the idea that you've defined the need of having to go out to help the small businessman, because that's what it's about. Everybody pays attention to the bigger ones, whereas there's this little businessman who literally relies on his everyday bread to fend for his family. And I so want to commend you on that particular aspect, because I think that was one of the most important needs that needed to be defined by going back into the market, by empowering them, not just giving them a handout and saying, here we go, we're going to help you, empower you by building this up for you so that you can become re-sustainable, as opposed to leaving you in the type of situation that you were before, where you have to come time and again to me for a handout.
Exactly. And I feel that's so demeaning for somebody who has worked so hard and earned their livelihood, and then to come and say, we're stuck, we need help. In that sense, we're all forgiving, but it's also about empowering, helping somebody to pick up the pieces and start over again, so that you're not only depending on the donations, but you're also able to fend for yourself, which is so important.
No, I agree with you. And this is where we talk about, empowerment, upliftment, and self-sustainability. And I think that's what Muslims for Humanity is define the need and change the need, because I think we've had to adapt and change the way we see things. Whereas initially we would just give somebody a hamper or something, but now you've realized that the need has changed completely, and now you've actually adapted to that particular need. What message would you like to leave our viewers with today, which you think is the most important thing for them to know on this important day?
I think the most important thing that Muslims for Humanity is trying to achieve is that at the end of the day, we are one ummah. We all need to be united, no matter what race, religion, no matter where you come from. Everybody sort of needs to be united to help empower. We've got such a beautiful country, and we need to help uplift all communities, all across the board, just so that we can reach all our goals.
True. And how do people get a hold of you?
So you can follow all our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, Muslims for Humanities, ZA. And follow us, give us a follow and follow all our projects, and please help to donate to all our collaborations.
On behalf of myself and the team, we want to commend you on the phenomenal work you've done by defining especially the need of the small businessman by helping him getting empowered, uplifted and sustained. Thank you so much. Jazakallah. May Allah bless you in many directions for that absolutely phenomenal work that you've been doing. And we hope to chat soon. Take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Naailah Moosa from Muslims for Humanity, definitely talking about creating that empowerment, that upliftment, and that self-sustainability. And that's what it's all about. We'll be back with you in a sec.